How's it going, guys? It's Rage Gamer here for another Black Ops 2 video, and today is 10 things you didn't realise / missed on Hunted. I hope you guys found this useful. If you haven't checked out yesterday's video, I did a video about launchers, there's part 2 of how to get diamond launchers. So anyone going for dark matter camo, you're going to want to check that out. Useful for destroying Talons, Cerberus, and the sentry guns and guardians and stuff like that. That's all the main part of that part 2 of diamond launchers. That's useful, and I'm sure a ton of you guys will find that useful if you haven't checked it out already. So on today's video then, let's start off with one of the more kind of basic things. This mini series is going to be about sort of like Easter eggs on the map, cool things I found, and also nice spots and useful tips about the map, how to get places quicker, hiding, or whatever. So lots of different tips about the map, but also cool little Easter eggs or whatever that I found on the map, nice things I found. Now let's start off here. This is quite basic, so don't take the video at face value and say, oh, this is a rubbish video. This is just something simple. Obviously, if you hop up onto this rock and onto this brick wall, be careful not to fall off like I do in a second. It's actually quite useful for looking across at the sort of center hut, which is opposite the main lodge. People running around there. There's always people, and you can pick them off with snipers, mainly snipers really. I don't think you're going to get many kills with assault rifles. If you hop on top of this van here, you can obviously not only get the people in the lodge, but also people running around that little hut opposite the lodge. So that's very useful again. And if you hide behind the lorries, then obviously it's much easier to get kills, and you're going to do better, because a lot of people will run straight out of that little hut and assume that no one's there, and obviously when you're there they'll be completely wrong and mistaken. Now you see me wall running here on this bridge, and a lot of people will obviously do that. I'm sure a ton of people have done that, but I bet you didn't realize that actually there's something more useful about this bridge, and it's that fact that there's two ways. Either you can do it strategically, or if you're clumsy and you fall off, you can actually wall run on the other side as well. And it seems a bit kind of, when you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, that's obvious. But I guarantee you not many people watching this have actually done that and used it. It's very useful for flanking around kind of pathways, or I don't know, if you need to get away from someone, or I'm trying to think of things, or like the uplink route or something. That is very useful. Hide, or like I say, if you fall off and you didn't mean to, then obviously then you can sort of get back on track by wall running. It's very useful. Now obviously we turn to more sort of a Harry Potter style Black Ops 3 here. I started knifing, like kind of mailing the books, and one started randomly glitching out and flying, and I was just like, what is this? Have I done some ritual in multiplayer, with the skull, and suddenly this book started turning? It felt like something from Harry Potter. I don't know, some enchantment or spell going on. I don't know what's going on. Truck, you need to sort out your stuff, seriously. I'm only joking. I just thought I'd include it because it's funny. Obviously, it's not a real thing. Obviously, it's only a joke. Calm down, people, calm down. Now, the next thing here, just to the left, actually, is in the hunting lodge, and it's this Bowie knife on the wall. Now, during the beta, fun fact, it actually used to be called the Bear Claw, and Treyarch actually got rid of that name when the main game came around, and obviously, we don't really see the Bowie knife in multiplayer. Now, it is in zombies, obviously, and people have sort of glitched it in, or not glitched it, but people are able to get it illegitimately in multiplayer, but it's not officially out yet. So I feel like maybe in future micro DLC, they're I definitely feel like they're going to put it in supply drops. But we'll have to wait and see. I kind of don't want it to be. I mean, it's cool, but obviously, I'm actually, I don't know. I wouldn't be totally against it. It'd be kind of cool, I guess. So that'd be something awesome to see. And yeah, you can find it on the hunting lodge. And like I say, they've changed the name of it. It used to be it actually used to say Bear Claw on it. Now it doesn't say anything, so don't know what's going on there. This next tip is actually quite useful. This is more to do with maps than things I found, but you have to be quite precise here. But basically, if you run into the water and you get close to the bottom, when you sort of dive out of the water at the very end where those bubbles are, as soon as you are kind of thrown out of that water and you touch the air, shortly after that you need to hold the crouch button, and that will actually, if you time it just right, it will actually sort of allow you to do this power slide. Something simple, but I find it useful for, I don't know, getting away from something quickly, or looking cool, some special montage or something. I don't know. It's useful for kind of speeding up or whatever. It's just one of those useful things. It just makes your movement more kind of fluid and kind of work to get together kind of better than just boost jumping and then falling on the ground, that kind of thing. So it just looks cooler. You can get around faster, and it's just easier, Now, this next thing is actually quite useful. A lot of people, I'm sure, guys, the middle part, that middle platform there where that overturned vehicle is, I'm sure quite a lot you'll be shot from that building. It's so annoying. But if you come up to this sort of sign here, if you jump up onto it, you can obviously get the person in the lodge, and they won't expect you from there because, you know, let's face it, no one really comes from there. So that's something useful to point out for anyone that's, you know, hasn't tried that out. It's useful for people who are being real arseholes and camping in that little lodge bit. Really annoying, but this is great for clearing them out. Now this is just something very simple, and it's something very sort of, I'd say, subtle. Now in this room, obviously you see a tent, and obviously there's loads of camping equipment and stuff around the room. We see maps of Ethiopia, all this cool stuff. I don't know, I feel like it's weird that this is a very campy room, you know. People will camp in here and look out at the spawn just behind me, or people will camp in this room and, you know, look out the window, snipe or shoot across to the building opposite. And I feel like a lot of people camp in this room, so could it be Treyarch subtly saying that people are campers? I don't know, I feel like it could be, and I don't know, it's just one of those subtle things. I mean, it might just be there coincidentally, but you know, it could be something else, so I don't know, just something interesting I thought I'd point out. Oh, just another quick thing, I found some birds here, actually some information about birds, but obviously I'm not going to include that because it's very basic and no one really cares about that. A useful way to get around to the map and save quite a lot of time actually to running around the map is actually, watch this guys, so basically, if, let's just say I want to get into the cave, right, you know where I mean, where there's the water and the bridge. Instead of going around, you know, there's two ways to go around. You can actually wall run through the actual waterfall. It's very, very useful. So if you wall run through here, you can get to the bridge or wherever you want to go in the cave much, much easily, and vice versa. If you want to get out, you know, if you're, I don't know, again, if you're doing uplink or if you need to defuse a bomb or whatever you're doing, this is going to save time, definitely, and it's really useful, isn't it? You know, wall running across here, much easier than going around, and people don't really spot you as often, so it's easier to kind of get out of difficult, heated situations. I find it very useful. I just wanted something to, I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Now next we're going to talk about this little bit here, more to do with the sea flag kind of area. If you hop up onto this wall, actually this is very useful, and again you can fall off here, but if you hide behind this rock, it's like quite useful for, I don't know, you know, if someone's trying to capture the flag, and you can kind of protect it by waiting there and getting people. Well, that's more campy though, obviously. Or you can just directly to my right, you can obviously kill the people from in the spawn. Up to you, you know, that kind of thing. This rock here, I didn't even realize this was part of the map. I didn't think you'd get up here. Kind of really stupid. But you obviously can hide up here quite well. And you know, depending on what kind of clothes you're wearing, you sometimes will blend in here quite well. So if you want to hide from anybody or anything, then obviously that's there and quite useful. And yeah, if you kind of go prone and go towards the edge of the cliff, then it's obviously quite useful, and people won't really see that. So if you want to be one of those annoying campers, then this is like your dream come true. So yeah. Now, interesting, when I was actually doing this video and kind of coming up with ideas, you know, what kind of things can I talk about in this video? Well, I started randomly jumping and actually got up into this tree here. So this is very useful if you want to hide again. People don't really see you here. Obviously, depending on what you're wearing, you know, if you're wearing something really colourful, then obviously you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. But in general, this is quite good for hiding, and you can get people quite easily. And again, this is more kind of campy stuff, but it's useful for, like, let's just say search and destroy or something like that. So yeah, this part of the map is very good for hiding in the vegetation, but also that tree is very good because people don't really expect you there. No one really jumps up there. No one really knows you can get up there, I suppose. I know there's going to be people in this video saying, oh, I knew how to do that. Okay, fine, brilliant. But a lot of people don't know how to do that. So now, obviously, I'm just going to talk about this anyway. I'm sure 99+% of people watching this video will know this anyway. But there's a wall run, obviously, spot right here. I'm not going to include this, obviously, in the 10 things because that's kind of stupid because everyone knows it anyway. I just wanted to talk about it for anyone who's been living under a rock for, I don't know, the last 2-3 months, whatever. I'm sure one of the main complaints you'll hear about this map is that there's a lot of head glitching, and especially those cages, those silver cages that stick out. Well, if you come here by a sea flag, you can actually kind of not just snipe, but obviously shoot with assault rifles or whatever, the person on the opposite kind of cage. And it's weird because if you, from where you're shooting, you can see them, but it's weird because the game sort of glitches out and the people there can't really see you, I don't think. If you see right there, I can't really get around and I can't see anything. And it definitely does work. I'm sorry, it was really difficult to get into a public match. Obviously, as you can imagine, it's, you know, it feels like Combine 24/7's been turned on. So obviously it's kind of difficult, but as you can see, you can sort of kill people there, and people quite often are head glitching there. So that's a good way to take them out, because I don't know about you, but I find head glitching so annoying on this map, and it happens so often. Now, nice little thing is to, you know, kind of hop up onto this rock. Originally, I think there was where you could shoot through there, and obviously there were sort of, the walls were so thin, it was like Black Ops 2 walls where you could shoot through there and kind of penetrate and hence kill people. I don't know if that's still the case, but obviously also people around the area getting on top of that rock will help you to kind of kill them. And obviously jumping on top of this rock is nice and useful for taking out people at the spawn. And obviously up here is good for hiding or whatever. If you want to just be an annoying camper, then this is a good place for you again because it's quite hidden, etc., etc. You can obviously, if there's people head glitching on the other side, you can actually get them from here, as you can sort of see, yeah. Now, if you come to this water here and then land on this rock, obviously it's a bit more vulnerable, but it's very useful for actually looking into the enemy spawn. You can see, you can pretty much see all of them. Anyone spawning there, you can take out with a sniper, assault rifle, whatever, you name it. It's very, very easy for killing people in the spawns, and it's great. It would be great for something like, I don't know, maybe, I'm trying to think, not safe, was it Safeguard I'm thinking of? I'm not sure, maybe, but, that's a useful area for anyone that didn't know that, basically. Well, I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you guys next time.